We ought to be sure that we are not merely Christianizers. In his letter to the Galatians, the Apostle Paul asks this vitally important question. He says, "After beginning by means of the Spirit, are you now trying to finish by means of the flesh?" When the Galatians heard the gospel, they believed and were saved through faith alone. This was how the church was founded in Galatia, and it's how the church is founded today too. We begin by means of the Spirit. God's grace takes hold in our lives when we believe the good news, but then we so easily walk away from that miracle as the Galatians were doing, starting by means of the Spirit, but then trying to finish by our own means, by means of the flesh. In the day when Paul wrote to the Galatians, those who were insisting on adding to God's grace with rule keeping and such were the Judaizers. The thing is, I think the problem the Galatians had isn't such an ancient problem. Now, I'm not all that concerned about Judaizers in our midst messing things up, but I am concerned that we could be Christianizers. What begins by a miracle only God can accomplish through the gospel, we routinely try to institutionalize. We speak in terms of Christian cultures and Christian organizations and even Christian families, but there really is no such thing. There are just Christians. I wonder how much energy we waste and resources and such by trying to merely Christianize our culture. Likewise, I think we often settle for merely Christianizing our family. God has children, but no grandchildren. We fail if we settle for merely Christianizing our kids. Merely Christianizing our culture or our kids or even our churches has no eternal impact. And here's where it starts. It starts with us. The truth is, we often settle for merely Christianizing ourselves. When we are mostly interested in what others see of us, we could be settling for being Christianized. When we struggle with our sin by our own might and will, rather than looking to God for help and deliverance, we could be settling for being Christianized. When we practice our spirituality in public far differently than we do in private, we could be settling for being Christianized. When we won't wrestle with tough questions, preferring simple dogma, we could be settling for being Christianized. When we see suffering and need and either can't or won't do anything about it, we could be settling for being Christianized. When we are more concerned with the methods and precision and excellence of our religious practice than its authenticity, we could be settling for being Christianized. I know I settle for being Christianized from time to time, as I suspect many of us do. Allow the Spirit to guide us and correct us and even convict us. Let's not settle for being mere Christianizers when we are called to be so much more.